How's it? Today is Wednesday, October 9th, and boy, oh boy, I need to focus. My body is not a wonderland. um, it hurts a lot. My lower back issue that I was dealing with yesterday persisted till today. Um, I'm lifting here, some people might say that is bad judgment, but I feel like I needed to move around. And honestly, once I started warming up, things start to feel better. It's just not completely gone once I warm up, so I still feel it very much so. It's like in my right lumbar, and this is exactly the pain that I was feeling last year when I got a little discouraged and like pretty distraught with how training was going. And right now, this isn't affecting me the way that it did last year and the way that it would have last year. I'm very certain about how I'm going to proceed to improve it just because of how today went. I know that if I have proper core bracing and like more coordination with where my core is working and how it's working, then everything is going to be a lot more safe, a lot easier to move. And it's just one of those things that I kind of fell off the wagon on upkeep of it. I still do them every day for my warm up and then also at the end of the night. But I used to also do them in the morning. And I used to add a little bit more variation to the core exercises that I was doing. And to be fair, to be clear, the core exercises that I'm doing are the McGill Big Three. So the first one is going to be a curl up, which essentially is going to activate my abs, but not in the way that you might expect. It's essentially going to create intra-abdominal pressure, whereas like if you did like a normal sit-up or a crunch, that is a little bit more superficial. You're trying to get proprioception in your core muscles so that they end up being tight and allowing you to have like a stable like girdle. Second one is going to be the side plank, and then the third one is the bird dog. And I used to do a lot of variations with them so that they were a little bit harder, more challenging for the kind of progression that I would be on. But for whatever reason, I stopped doing them. I think, I just got lazy and things weren't hurting the way that they used to. So if things aren't hurting, then it doesn't feel like it's super necessary. And, that is very far from the truth. So, yeah, I'm not super worried about everything. I think another thing that was helping me last year was getting my hip mobility in check, and that is something that I definitely have slacked on because I don't really do the stretches that I used to do, at least the way that I used to do them. I used to do both the McGill Big Three and the hip mobility moves like every single day. I don't do them anymore, and I'm not proud to say that, but I'm not going to lie to myself or any of you. So. As far as today's work goes, I honestly wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to pick up the bar today. And I came into the gym like, okay, like I'm going to just try and figure out what I can do and what I want to do. So I ended up doing power cleans up to 100. Probably not a smart idea. And then hang power cleans. The hang power cleans are actually like pretty easy. I don't feel any pain with that. I think the pain kind of starts to come out when I dip a little bit further forward from my lower back, and like essentially from where I pick up from the ground. And yeah, it's not something that I think that I'm better than the pain itself. Like I just wanted to move around today, and maybe going to 100 was a little bit overkill, and maybe I'm gonna regret it in the coming days. We'll see. I don't know, but I was able to do them today. I ended up not doing any pulls because that is the area where it hurts the most. So I tried to do some like split stance, Romanian deadlifts with a little dumbbell here. I originally started with 60 pounds, and that was extremely heavy. So I went down to 30 pounds and just did 3 sets of 8 here. When I'm looking at this, I think one thing that I could probably do a little bit better is make my split stance a little bit closer and then put a little bit more weight on the front foot. But that is something that I will be kind of monitoring moving forward, and we'll see what happens. After that, I did my dumbbell rows. These are actually pretty good. I don't think that it necessarily affects my lower back the way that I think the Chinese row would have, so I am okay with keeping them here. After that, I tried to do a GHD sit-up, and that was not good. That hurt a lot. So, to kind of reinforce everything that I've been mentioning up to this point, the core stability and coordination that that is required of me, is just not there. I think my core strength is actually pretty good. I just don't have that coordination for those specific positions for it to work. And there are a lot of ways you can go about kind of getting that. You can brute force it if you want, if you have the mental capacity to do that, just to be like, okay, at this position, this is what I feel, this is how I'm going to address it, right? And this here, I think I did like 5 reps. Usually I do like 15. Yeah, I'm not happy here. And I tried to do like little partial reps, but I was like, yeah, no, this is not going well. So I decided to completely omit that and just move on to my, look at that, that's such a bad time. Just move on to my dumbbell overhead walks here. This doesn't feel really anything from my lower back, even like that move to get the dumbbell off the ground. That doesn't really produce any negative symptoms. So yeah, I need to be careful. That is simple. What needs to happen is I need to be careful. I need to be more diligent on what I think is necessary. I feel like the McGill Big 3 is going to be crucial in my recovery. And yeah, it is what it is. It kind of sucks. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.